Crochet, we've got another spectacular show for you that's going to help you climb to the next level of awareness. That's right. So thank you so much for joining the show today. That's right. You're here at More News You Can Use with Lotus Crochet. And guess what? If you want to be a celebrity on the show, just let us know and click the button below. And you'll be the guest celebrity on More News You Can Use with Lotus Crochet. Click the link. Click the link now. Hello and welcome back to More News That You Can Use. I am super happy to have you here today. So I'm going to tell you, come on in to More News You Can Use. Go ahead and like, share, start a watch party and run and tell somebody that I'm here today with more news you can use. So I know many of you are saying, Lolo, what's going on? Well, today we've got a fantastic show for you. We're going to share some news with you about managing your money and managing your madness. So if you want to manage your money and manage your madness, you need to go ahead and get your notepad and pen, because I always say note takers, are money makers. And if you want to make money and save some money and manage that money, you need to take notes, because I've got the queen of the lymphatic bounce here with me today, Miss Hillary Gooden, one of the co-hosts, and Mr. Bernardo Garcia, another co-host, the mostest hostess right here today. And we're going to share with you how to manage your money and manage your madness. So we're going to take a quick break. But before we take a quick break and take a sip of tea, I'm going to let you go ahead and get your cup ready, because I know you're probably saying, what are you drinking today? So you go ahead and get your cup while I get my cup. Today, I am drinking peach oolong tea. Have a sip with me. Peach oolong tea. I hope you like some oolong tea. I'm about to take a sip. That's some good stuff. Peach oolong tea. I got hooked on peach oolong tea when I went over to Japan and I started living over there, and I started drinking various herbal teas that are just fantastic for you. So I'm going to take another sip. Yes, that's how good it is. Oh, I like that. So like, share, start a watch party, run and tell somebody to come on in, because we got news that they can use right here on the Lotus Crochet Ignite Show. News you can use. Not Lotus Crochet Ignite Show, but we are streaming there. We're streaming to the Lotus Crochet Ignite Show. We're streaming to the YouTube. We're streaming to LinkedIn and every end. So get in where you fit in and make sure you share this broadcast. Okay, so while we're getting started, I've already shared to you what our broadcast is going to be about tonight. So I'm going to give you 30 seconds to go ahead and share this broadcast, and then let us know where you're sharing this broadcast. And don't forget, when you come into the studio, let us know where you're streaming in from. I'm going backstage to get the co-host, Miss Hillary Gooden and Mr. Bernardo Garcia. I'll be right back. Go ahead and put in the link where you're coming in from and who you share with. Be right back. All right, and we are back, and we are happy to get this party started. Let me get a woo woo! That's right. Yeah. Right. So listen, folks, tonight, if you're just coming in, you're just joining us tonight, we are talking about manage your money, manage your madness, because we know unequivocally that things have been mad, like crazy mad since 2020, and now we're in 2021, and we've got to manage our money right if we're going to get things going tight. So please welcome my co-host, my co-hostess with the mostest. Please welcome Miss Hillary Gooden, and then Mr. Bernardo Garcia. Hey, Hill, how you doing?
I'm doing fabulous. Thank you so much. How you doing today? And hey, Bernardo, coming in from
I'm doing
Chicago.
fantastic. All
Hi,
right.
how are you? I'm doing fabulous and I'm very, very happy and excited to be with you, two beautiful girls today. And we're getting ready to share very, very important information with everybody so you can use your money properly in this income tax season.
All right,
Yeah.
fantastic. And I'm loving it already. So make sure you take notes, folks. And when you come in, let us know where you're coming in from and share this broadcast with someone. Okay, so we're going to get right into it again. We've shared with you our topic today is manage your money and manage your madness. And take notes because note takers are money makers. So the first question that came to us was this one. Why is managing money an important life skill? Wow, that's a whoever sent that question. Thank you so much. Making us work really hard all the way from the start. So, why is managing money an important life skill? I'm going to kick that question over to Bernardo first, and then we'll go to him.
Okay. Well, why is managing money an important life skill? Well, since money, our lives are surrounded within money. We need money to pay our bills. We need money to go to the doctor. We need money for our food. We need money for gasoline. We need money for everything. So if we don't have good skills on how we manage our money, we're always going to be in debts or in bigger debts. So the management of money, it's a very important skill. So we will not be always having this stress that we are not having enough money based on what we earn. So the manage if we implement a life skill of managing our money, not only we reduce our stress in our lives, in our personal lives, but we can also buy more things or invest in other things that we can afford and prepare for our future.
Wow. So I really like that you talked about stress. You said it helps to reduce stress when we manage our money properly. Now, when you talk about stress, what kind of stress do you mean?
Well,
Because there's a lot of stress you can
Well,
have and not have it.
there's a lot of stress, but a lot of the times we have stress because we don't have, when our light bill comes or the rent bill comes, you have that stress that, you say, oh my God, my rent is due already and I don't have the money. What I'm going to do? So, but if you have good management skills on your money, you're not going to go through that type of stress, financial stress. So we're not going to have that financial stress or hardship where we're going to be worrying too much about if we have the money for the rent or we have the money for a car payment or if we have the money for the utilities. It's that kind of stress because a lot of the times I've seen and I heard and I read how people
Mhm.
take their lives away when they
Yes.
have financial stress because they
Yes.
cannot afford and they cannot pay their debts. So, and that is one of the biggest stress in everywhere. So humans, we always have different type of stresses, but financial stress, I personally feel that it's one of the biggest one.
And what about you, Hillary? Why is that important as far as relieving stress? And have you ever been under stress? And if so, tell us how.
Ooh, yes, of course I have been. I would be lying if I said I didn't. But one of the biggest stresses with not having enough money was not only that I not have, well, I had money, but where I worked didn't have money. We didn't get paid. And for those people, we didn't get paid for weeks that turned into months. We had to pick and choose as the CFO. We had to make decisions with the president. Okay, we're going to pay the line staff, but the manager's not getting paid. The directors
Mhm,
are not going to get paid this time because there was so much stuff going on in the state that the
mhm,
budgets weren't had not been done. So there was a lack of funding that was coming forth because the budgets hadn't been finalized, and there were agencies that went out of business.
mhm.
We were fighting. There was so much stress on me because it wasn't just about my money.
Right.
I had banked some money, so I was making it through. But there were some that didn't have money in the bank, Didn't have
Wow.
money saved up. And it was everybody took their stress out. Guess who they took their stress out on?
You.
You.
This one right here.
That's
As if
right.
I had the money in a pocket that I wasn't telling anybody about. So it
Wow.
was stressful. That was one of the most stressful times that I had to deal. And then it got even more stressful as I began to see the bottom of my bank account. It was
Wow.
not a fun time at all.
Well, I know that I read, according to the statistics reported by the Galbraith in the Great Crash of 1929, the suicide rate in the United States increased from 17.0 per 100,000 people in 1929 to 21.3 in 1932. So there was a significant increase in suicides because this was during the worst of the financial crises. And so those numbers are staggering because people cannot make it. And even if you look at what happened last year, the numbers of suicides went up exponentially on a global level.
That's
Okay.
right.
So this happened globally, whereas the Great Crash in 1929, it happened right here in the United States. So a lot of people were not prepared financially. A lot of people didn't have food. A lot of businesses went under. However, at the same time, a lot of businesses were created and millionaires were made. And that takes me back to something you said earlier, Bernardo. When you manage your money right, it basically helps you to take advantage of great investment opportunities.
Correct.
And so I
Correct.
want to ask, how have either one of you taken advantage of great investment opportunities that came about in 2020?
Well, in 2020, with do I start or Hillary?
Mhm.
Okay. What I did, because obviously I got hurt because of the pandemic, and some of my businesses, I had to keep them closed, the venues. So what we did, we started uh, trying to take the invest that money, where since that revenue was not coming in, we
Mhm.
looked for other type of businesses such as selling cars, selling homes. I even got to more into the insurance business, selling life insurance, which I've been more in the property and casualty. So I started looking for other options where I could invest money, but at the same time for me to bring another extra income. I think there's always opportunities, even in the moments of crisis, in the moments of financial issues. Opportunities are out there. It's just a matter of us looking for them. If you look for an opportunity, you'll find it. 2020, yes, it has been difficult, but I personally started doing more life insurance, which is there's a lot of money in there, and I started selling homes, flipping homes. Well, I had been doing it, but I started more heavy because this worked always for me. Because of the financial issues, a lot of people were losing their homes or selling properties. But because I had money saved up in my accounts, I was able to buy them at a lower price. And
Mhm.
so there's always opportunities. It's just a matter of working and looking for them. And that is one of the important reasons that we need to save money. Because when you have money saved, when you have something that you can grab on, when a good opportunity comes, such as a business, a property, you have the money to buy it right there. And if you flip it and you sell it, I bought a property where there was a gasoline station, and it was a very old place, but I bought it at a very cheap price,
Mhm.
and I made in 30 days I made very good amount of money, which I was very impressed. So
And y'all know it's good because he won't tell us how much he made, and I don't blame you.
it was very good. It was very, very good.
I don't blame you. But see, this is why we do these type of shows so that people, you can know that you're not by yourself. Don't lose hope. If you don't see an opportunity, just keep looking for an opportunity. And sometimes if you don't see or can't find an opportunity, you have to create an opportunity. So I really like that what you said. So let's grab some comments right quick when we come back. I think we're going to take a quick break, but we're going to go to this question first because this is super awesome. We need to hear this question because we want to invite our guests, viewers, to decide who's going to answer this question first. So, can you live your life fully if you constantly worry about finance? If you constantly worry about finances? I was gonna say Hillary, you should take that question, but I'm not gonna pressure nobody in. We're gonna take a 30-second break and you guys decide. We'll be right back. Vote for Hillary or vote for Bernardo to answer the questions. You don't have to vote for Lolo. You can vote for Bernardo. Or you can vote for Hillary to answer the question. We need to know the answer to this question. Vote for Bernardo or vote for Hillary. It doesn't matter. But you don't have to vote for Lolo.
All right, Lolo.
There's a good one there.
So folks, get your votes in. I hope you guys voted for somebody.
Come on, we need votes. We need some votes.
So we're gonna take some of the
right now.
We're gonna take some of the comments, see who's in here with us, and then we're gonna go ahead and see who they voted for. And if they ain't vote for nobody, we're gonna give them another 30 seconds. So who do we have, Hill?
Okay, Miss Angela LT from saying hello from DC. Hi.
Okay, who do we have, Bernardo?
We have Kathy Seike Ochoro from Hawaii.
All right, and we got Mary Jo Rapkin. Hey, Mary Jo, hello from Vermont. Great to see you. All right, and Bernardo, what is Kathy Oshiro talking about right there in her comment?
Her comment is, suicide is so sad. Even teenagers in Hawaii committed suicide due to the pandemic. But we have to be resilient and work on managing our investments correctly. He's so correct.
All right. Great comment. Great comment. So thank you so much, everybody. And so we got a comment from Angie. Hill, what is she saying?
She says there was an increase of suicides at the beginning of the pandemic because people didn't know how to cope during the shutdown. Yeah,
that's true.
It was really rough in the beginning.
Good stuff, Andrew. Thank you so much for your comment. Thank you, Kathy, for your comment. We greatly appreciate it. And somebody has voted.
Okay, Angie, I love you. I love you.
Oh, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Hillary got me. Hillary got me. I wasn't expecting that.
I like that, Hillary. I like that.
So I tell you what, since we both got the vote, we'll all just jump in and answer the question. Can you live your life fully if you constantly worry about finance? And I'm gonna let Hill go first since she got the first vote. Oh no, Bernardo got the first vote, and we still got more votes coming in.
Okay. My answer is absolutely no. It's a no. I don't think we can live to the fullest if we have worries about finances. There is absolutely no way that we can be happy, that we can be satisfied, that we can be living our life fully. There's absolutely no way, because that is creating stress, as we have been speaking about this. And when you have that financial support, that you know that you're fine, that you're dealing with your monies, that you have enough money for your expenses, for your utilities and everything, then that's when you start having peace of mind and
Yep.
that you have more mindfulness, that you're more at ease, more, your life is more, uh, that you're going to start enjoying more things because you're going to have the time to really enjoy either your personal life, go even a lot of the times when we have finance issues, we even forget to exercise. A lot of people stop going to the gym because they are so worried about their finance, and they stop caring about their health.
Wow. Wow. And you know, Bernardo, we always say our health is our wealth. And if we really stop caring about it and stop doing the things that we do, it's gonna really take a toll on us. And this is why we always tell people, and I'm gonna just grab this right quick. We always tell folks that we're Naturally Plus affiliates because and we drink Azumio. We always tell people that. Why? Because we want to help people be healthy and wealthy. Because with Naturally Plus, you can drink to your health, you can take your supplements, and we're not saying that anything will cure you or anything like that, but we know what we know about what we know. Okay. And so we want to share it with you to help you grow both in your health and in your finance. Because after all, you know, you can make money. I like getting a paycheck cha-ching every Wednesday from Naturally Plus, and that's all I'm gonna say. If you want to know more about Naturally Plus, don't forget, hit me up, message me, or you can contact Miss Angela Elting. You can hit her up on Facebook and she'll share information with you, or contact any one of us right here on the platform today, because we're all Naturally Plus affiliates. And so I'm happy that some of you have asked some of these questions and made these comments. And so, Hill, what are your thoughts? Can you live your life fully if you constantly worry about finances?
Answer also is a big fat no. You can't think right. You can't think right. You can't eat right. You can't move right. You can't treat people right. You can't treat yourself right. It's just a big fat mess. You know, when you worry, your mind is just, you have thoughts that just won't stop. There's not enough. There's not enough. There's not enough. There's not enough. There's not
Yep.
enough. No matter how you try to shake it, when you worry, man, it's just, worry is, it's a waste of time because worry doesn't change anything. Worry doesn't help anything.
That's right. That's right.
But
And
not to say that it's easy to not do it. You have to work at it. You have to get some. That's what we're talking about tonight. Getting some goals in place, or some, just finding how you can deal with it. That's going to help you.
right, right. And you know, the thing is, with all of that being said, I totally agree with you all, because when you start worrying, and this is something that we share when we talk about Naturally Plus, we talk about the supplements, it it tells us that stress, worry, angst affects us on a cellular level. And that's why it's so important for us to take care of our bodies, to take care of our health, like Bernardo was saying. And like Hillary said, it's a big fat no. You can't change what has already happened, first and foremost, but you can kind of pivot in such a way so that you can sidestep the bad things from happening. And so we got a comment from Kathy Oshiro all the way from Hawaii. Bernardo, what's Kathy saying?
I totally agree. People will fully shut down personally when they cannot pivot from the distress of their finances.
Exactly. And you know, she said, I was blessed that during the pandemic, having a business like Naturally Plus helped many of us to receive income during the shutdown of 2020. And that's so true, because I know I was receiving funds on Wednesday. Cha-ching. I was getting funds. And see, that is what makes the difference, even in the darkest moments, to still have some type of revenue coming in. Like Bernardo was talking about, he pivoted. He went into selling things that he had learned about. He wasn't an expert, but he learned about it and he put himself in the way to reap the benefits. And like, what did Kathy say, Hillary?
Multiple streams of income is so important.
Yes,
Absolutely.
it is. Multiple streams. We gotta have them. We gotta have them. And notice how Bernardo he said, "Well, I did this and I did this. I got this." And that's from a person who is financially secure. But he knew that he still had to pivot, and that's super important. So our third question is, what are the benefits of good money management, Hill?
Again, the good money management brings you a certain level of peace
Mm-hmm.
because you know you got a plan in action. You know what you're going to do, where your money's going, how much is coming in, and what needs to go out. You know, a lot of times people don't look at it, the numbers.
Mm-hmm.
They don't look at the bill. They just put it over there, and then when it's time, when it's the deal day or the time to make things right with your who those people you owe money to, then is when they open it up and stress. Oh my
Yep.
God, oh my God, oh my God. You know, so when you have a plan in action in place, you know,
Mm-hmm.
you manage and you know what typically is coming in and what typically going out. And you know, you have a certain level of peace. That's one thing, one of the best benefits of it. And even if you don't have enough, being able to manage what you have and just knowing that okay, I don't have all of this, but I can do this with this bill and that one, you know, it still causes you just not to have the stress with it.
Right.
Just making use of what you have, you know, and being okay with that.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's another thing. A lot of times people are so right now when they want what they want. And sometimes because they can't
Yeah.
get what they want, it drives them crazy. So what are your thoughts on that, Bernardo?
What are the benefits of good money management? Well, I think that if you manage your money correctly, besides what Hillary said of peace, I feel that you have more money to invest and grow more, to grow bigger into another areas or another different type of businesses, or even if you want to stick to your own business, make it bigger because you have that money, you have that uh in Spanish, English, okay, you have that money, you have that extra money that you can invest and
Mhm.
inject to the company or start a new business. But mainly also the way I see it is that you have to prepare yourself for a retirement. I personally I'm always saying, okay, if I have extra money, I'm going to put more into my retirement plan. I'm going to buy this, I'm going to have this, because when I retire, I want to be just going everywhere, and I don't want to be stressing about money. So I have to be preparing myself. God willing that I'm still alive, but which that's one of the reasons that I'm always taking care of myself. So if you manage your money correctly, you can do more investments and you can prepare to have a better retirement.
Awesome. I like that. And then I have another question. What if you don't want to retire early? Or what if you want to retire early? That's the question. What if you want to retire early?
Well, I'll respond to you to the
Mhm.
first one that you said. I don't want to retire early, but if I was to retire early, if I was to, that is one of the reasons that I have to manage my money correctly to not to wait to the last minute and be prepared.
Exactly. Exactly. So being prepared is one of the fundamental keys of managing your finances properly. Being prepared. I love it. I love it. Okay. So we got some more comments. We're going to take your comments in a quick minute, but we're going to set up for this next question, for question number 4, because we got about 8 questions that came to us tonight. So folks are putting us to work. So number 4, how do you get your finances on the right track? Now, we know a lot of people are getting ready to get their income tax, and we're going to share some stuff with you guys when we go to a break about income tax. And you know, people may not be getting as much as they think they're getting. So how do they get their finances back on track, Bernardo? And then we're going to kick it to Hillary.
How do you get your finances on track? It's by start cutting expenses, start analyzing your financials, learn. it's very important that we know to learn our financial, read our financials, our profit and loss, and say, okay, how much money am I making if I'm an employee? How much money is my company giving me if it's a business? How much expenses do I have? Are these expenses, can I reduce them? Can I cut off on the reduces? So on my expenses, it's very important that we learn that in order for us to have a better profit and a bigger profit.
All right. I like that you talked about we need to know what's coming in and what's coming out. So do an analysis on your income,
Correct.
okay, and your expenditures, because that oftentimes can set us up for failure if we're circulating more outwardly than we're generating inwardly. Is that right?
That is correct.
Okay. So Hill, how do you get your finances on the right track? What would you share that you know you've done for yourself or you want to share with other folks?
Tithes.
Say again?
Pay your tithes, because you know,
Okay.
pay your tithes at church.
Mhm.
You'll be surprised how it's something about that giving first off the top
Mhm.
can make what you have, especially for those people that's not like Bernardo. You know, they haven't made it there yet. But you're working and you're trying to make things work. Even when it seems like, and we're talking about a 10th, you know, they say give a 10th, you tie the 10th and then you give some to yourself as well. And a lot of people don't do that either.
Mhm.
I learned to do that, especially, you know, when you're working and you have a certain amount, you got a paycheck coming in, you know,
Mhm.
you should make sure that you tithe and that you put a certain amount away every time for yourself, you know, and
Okay.
and then pay your bills and stuff, and then have your fun, you know. It's just amazing that when you don't have some kind of plan, when you don't try God,
Mhm.
because it's amazing how you can make that what you have seem like it stretches. Ask me how that happens. I don't know.
Mhm.
You have less stuff that happens. This is what I think happens. You have less of those emergency things that come in and steal your money. You
Wow.
know, when you won't pay your tithe, he gets that tithe some kind of way. You know what? My apostle, happened to be my mother at church, the founder. She says you end up paying a negative tithe.
Mhm.
You
What is
know,
it called?
I
A
think
what?
that's very important. A negative tithe,
A
because
negative.
now that same money that you didn't want to give to the Lord
Mhm.
off the top, now it's been taken because the car broke down. The dog died. You had to take him to the, got sick. You had to take him to the vet and pay a whole lot of money. There's a whole, things that can happen that maybe would not have happened
Exactly.
had you paid that tithe off the top.
Exactly. So, very quickly, I want to take some more comments from folks that are streaming in from all over. So, who do we have here, Hill?
All right, Shirley Murphy coming in all the way from Nigeria. Hi, hi, hi.
Hey,
All right.
Shirley. All right. It's the wee hours of the morning over in Nigeria. We're happy to have you, Shirley. Who's next?
Oh, yeah.
Who else do we have, Bernardo?
Laura Versasa Oye from Philippines.
All right. And we've
Yes.
got a comment there, Bernardo. Who's
Laura.
that commenting?
When you manage your money correctly, you're not stressing out like many people do because they keep on making the same mistake over and over.
Awesome.
Oh,
And Blake,
yeah.
let us know where you're coming in from. That's good stuff. That is good stuff. And so Shirley said, sure, good retirement plan is key to good money management and having the right investments. And so we got another comment. Who's out making the comment, Hillary?
That's Kathy Oshiro. She says, important to remember that it is never too late to just get started. Absolutely. Once
All
you get
right.
started, you're going to be on the right track. Just start. And that's from
Exactly.
CPAs.
Exactly. And we got one more comment there, Bernardo. Who we got?
We have Angie, and she says, should pay yourself first at least 10% of your paycheck.
All right. And
I
so,
like to pay myself 20%.
all right, 20%. So thanks everybody for your comments. We appreciate that. And we have a comment for you from CBS News. They did a news alert, and you may be shocked by what you see, but we're going to share it with you so that you see what we see and know what we know. Because like we said, a lot of people may not be getting back as much money as they think they're getting. Here goes.
Money. We know 2020 was a rough year for so many people. And there might be some final insults up the sleeve, especially when it comes to tax season, because if you are used to getting the big refund check, well, you might get a wake-up call instead. Here to explain why and what else you need to do to keep in mind and keep that money in your pocket is attorney, author, tax expert Toby Mathis. Good to see you this morning, Toby. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Steve.
So, a lot of people, it's been a tough year. Service industries in particular have seen a lot of people who have been trying to collect the unemployment instead of the tips. But the big question is, when it comes to the tax refund this year, are you going to get it or not?
Yeah, so a lot of people are under the impression that when you receive unemployment, that it is not taxable. And unfortunately, that is not the case. It's actually still income. And injury to insult is in many states, the state will even tax it. So you'll pay your federal taxes and your state taxes on it. The only reprieve is that you don't have to pay Social Security taxes on it. So you don't pay that old age disability and survivors insurance or Medicare, but that adds another aspect to it where then you can't use that to contribute to your IRA or to your retirement.
So
Oftentimes that you do.
Yeah, I was just trying to recap everything, Toby, and simplify it a little bit. So basically what you're saying is that if you collected unemployment in 2020, you're going to get taxed on that just as if it was your paycheck that you would have been receiving before, except for the not paying the Social Security tax. But that's a small percentage compared to your federal tax and in some cases state tax levels. Virginia, Maryland, D.C., do you have to pay state tax on unemployment?
Yes, you do. Yeah, Virginia does not. DC does, Maryland does, most of the states. There's a few, I think California, Montana, New Jersey, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Virginia do not. And then if your state is a state that does not have state taxes, so, folks that live in Alaska, Florida, Nevada, South Dakota, Texas, Washington, and Wyoming, they're good. But everybody else gets to pay both.
So that's interesting because a lot of people were clamoring to get unemployment during COVID and don't realize that you're going to have to pay taxes on that money. And so we don't own the rights to that video that you just saw. It's credited to CBS News Live because we wanted to get some, or CBS, it's actually CBS Live. We wanted to get some information for you to help you understand how important managing your finances is, even if you're collecting unemployment. Even if you're collecting unemployment, you've got to understand that you're going to have to pay taxes on that. So what are your thoughts about that, Hillary and Bernardo? Because for me, I'm thinking a lot of people don't realize that you have to pay unemployment. And some people may have never gotten unemployment in their life. But when you go to the unemployment office, they ask you, do you want to pay taxes now or do you want to defer the taxes? And a lot of people, because they're in such a fix, they say, oh, I can defer the taxes, or they think, oh, I'll be in a better position later. I can pay the taxes later. But what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I think that once they process their income tax and when they get the refund or when they're informed about the refund they're getting, they're going to be surprised that the refund is not going to be maybe the same from the last year and that it's going to be less because obviously they have to pay those taxes on the unemployment. And like you said, Lourdes, a lot of the people prefer not to be deducted the taxes when they choose or when they apply for the unemployment. So a lot of people want to get the most of the money, all of it as much as possible. Yes, because of the circumstances or the situation they're in. But now when they process their income tax, there will be a surprise that they may end up getting less from what they were used to or what they expect to receive.
Wow. Wow. And that's going to push people further in the hole.
Yes, but that is why it's important that we manage our money correctly, especially when we get our income tax refund.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, especially it's going to be a rude awakening for some that may end up owing taxes,
Mm-hmm.
because of that deferment and that it lasted so long, and yet it's still in place for a lot of people because times haven't changed that much. This, from that from 2020 to right now.
Yeah. And the problem with that too is the deferment. When you defer it and you pay it later, guess what? They're compounding interest.
Interest.
Compounding interest.
Mm.
So, a lot
Um,
of people unfortunately are living from paycheck to paycheck, and they have a crisis going on. So
yeah,
when we went into the 2020 pandemic, many people were not ready and had to
no,
rush and jump into the unemployment, and instead of recreating themselves, because a lot of people have families, they had things that they had to deal with, and they had to have that money come in.
and just to think about it, all of this stuff started in March of last year, and some people have been on unemployment since all the way back April, all the way till now because they keep extending it and in order to try to help. But when it comes down to paying your taxes, that's just something that we have to do. And I haven't heard saying that there's any kind of waivers or anything like that. So, Miss Oshura, if you're still out there, we'd like to know your comment
Yeah,
because she may know something we don't know as a tax
yeah.
person.
And last time she was on the show, actually, and I'm gonna move over just a little bit. Last time she was on the show, she gave us some golden nuggets and some secret sauce to let us know some of the things that people can actually claim on their taxes, and certain things that they can get 100%.
Yeah, she talked about. Is she frozen? She was talking about how when the restaurants open up, that the
Get ready to
IRS
go
is
to the
going to
good stuff. Every
allow.
time we get ready to go to the good stuff, we blank out. Go ahead.
I know the IRS is going to allow you to business owners that take people out to lunch. They'll have go to restaurants for business.
Mhm.
You're going to be able to take 100% to claim 100% of that versus a percentage just for 2020. I think 2020 and 2021. She said. So that's a big thing because that never was 100% before.
Yep. Okay, so take notes, folks. Take notes, because tonight we are talking about manage your money and manage your madness with the wonderful Bernardo Garcia out of Texas and Miss Hillary Gooden all the way from Chicago. And we've been sharing some staggering information with you, and we're going to share this information with you, and then we're going to go right to our viewers, and we're looking for Kathy Oshiro, who is a tax preparer in Hawaii, and she gave us some golden nuggets last time. But we know that the average person is living paycheck to paycheck, and News 12 has shared with us that 80% of people here in America are living paycheck to paycheck. And so I'm gonna slow it up for 1 second, and I'm gonna remove it really quickly because I want to make sure that you guys can hear it. Because you guys don't have to take it from us. Take it from the folks on the news media. Here we go. Let's see. Okay, there we go.
Percent don't set aside any savings each month. Financial plan. The unemployment rate is at a 16-year low.
But a new survey found most U.S. workers are struggling to make ends meet. Eyewitness News consumer reporter Susan Campbell joins us now with the details.
The survey found that more than 25% of workers don't set aside any savings each month. Financial planners say you can't afford not to save. Gisandra Barros is a nutrition educator living paycheck to paycheck.
You get the paycheck and then it's what's priority and what can wait. And then, by the second day after you've gotten the paycheck, it's gone.
Gisandra is like 78% of American workers who say they're living paycheck to make ends meet. That's up from 75% last year, according to CareerBuilder.com.
The trend is continuing, and we expect it to continue going forward.
Career Builder's Michael Irwin says a higher cost of living and stagnant wages are hitting workers across the board. So we went to financial planner Donald Soa to find out how to get out of the paycheck to paycheck cycle.
If you're actually paying yourself and treating your savings as if it's a bill, like your utility bill or your taxes or any of those things, then you will actually have a disciplined savings plan, and it will accumulate faster than you think.
But you'll have to make some tough decisions.
You're going to have to give up something. The first thing you have to look at in your budget is what we call fixed expenses. These are things you have no choice over. Now, everything other than that is discretionary. List all of these discretionary items and then number them 1 through 10.
And so very quickly, again, we don't own the rights to that video, but everything that we've been saying here, Channel 12 News is saying the same thing. Channel 12 News is saying everything that we said. So this isn't something that we're just talking about in Texas or Chicago or Washington, D.C. This is happening all over. So how do you stop living paycheck from paycheck? You do exactly the things that are going to help you. Cut out what you don't need. Save. And when you get your income tax check, make sure you appropriate it in such a way that it's going to serve you. Pay off things that you have to pay off. Don't go out and get into further debt or buy new sneakers or buy a new car or buy things that you don't need. Get it off of your plate if you cannot, if you don't need it, because that was the question. What are some goals to break the cycle of living paycheck to paycheck? So one other thing that I would say to stop living from paycheck to paycheck is collaborate with other business owners who are doing exceedingly well. Find out what they're doing. Ask them to teach you. Ask for help. Learn the process and work together, because together you can do more than you can do by just doing it alone. And what are your thoughts on that, Bernardo and Hill?
Oh, Hill, okay. My thought is obviously reduce the expenses. That is very important. I personally will start reducing the expenses that I don't need, and start cutting off as much as possible. The other thing that comes to my mind that I would do, and I've done it before in my personal life, if I know that I have one job and I need extra money, I'm going to look for a part-time job, look for some other source of income. You have to look for another source of income. There's always time, and maybe managing our time correctly and successfully to bring in more money. Nowadays, there's so many things you can put. You can sell things online. You can sell things like when the pandemic started, a lot of people started making the masks, selling them online. So there's so many things you can do. But number one would be reduce expenses. Reduce expenses. That is very essential. Grab a notebook, grab a pen, and list your expenses and say, okay, how important is this one? How important is it for me to be paying Netflix or cable? How important it is for me to have all my children with cell phones? The problem is, if you have a family where there's 3 children, mom and dad have a cell phone, the 3 children have a cell phone. How important is it that your children have cell phones? So start reducing and saying, okay, this is not very important. This is something that we can live upon, and take it from there. And once you reduce your expenses, if you still have the need to bring in a little extra money, look for options. Look for other options to bring in more income, such as a second job or doing something from home and being able to sell it online. That's my opinion.
All right. I like that. Hill?
Hi. Well, I think that the same thing that Bernardo just said, really. But I was thinking while you were talking, Bernardo, about how many people, so many people, because of the pandemic, because of job layoffs or reduced hours or whatever it may be, have found that they don't need some of those things that they were spending money on before,
Right.
and I believe when you allow yourself to really feel the difference, you never fully go back to just wasting money like that again. There's so many people, because they weren't going out. They weren't going out to whatever their thing was that was outside that caused their money to go. Found that, what, I haven't been spending this much money on any of those things. People that during the Christmas season splurged on Christmas gifts because they had money that they weren't spending because they couldn't go out and everything, and realized, oh my God, I didn't realize how much I spent on all that stuff, that now I have this money saved up, So when you let go of some things, like this has caused people to have to let go of some things. I don't believe there are a lot of people that's never going to go back to just frivolously spending their money, even when they start getting, work again and things become easier as far as work is concerned.
Wow. And look, we have got several comments here. So we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back. We're going to take the comments because we are at the top of the hour. This has been a great discussion so far. So we're going to take a quick break and we're going to come right back. Be right back. So, folks, wow, it's been an amazing night so far, and we have so many comments, and we're looking for Kathy O'Shero's comment here as well. So we're gonna go in, we're gonna jump right in and look at some of the comments that we have. So let's see. We have so many comments. Okay, wow. Okay. Important to remember here. I'm going to go right to this one, the Kathy's. Important to remember that it is never too late to just get started. We talked about that earlier. You just have to get started. And then we have a comment from whom, Bernardo?
Rosemary Sanchez, my best friend. Hello, Rosemary. Hello, Bernardo Garcia and Lourdes Riche, my special friends. You cut me off.
And hi, Hillary. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Sorry.
Friends and authors, our family of sagas de éxito, love you guys.
Yes, and we love you back too. And she wasn't going to leave Hill out. She said, hi, Hillary. And here, we've got the answer from Kathy O'Shero. She says, yes, unemployment taxes are taxable, federal and most states. It is unfortunate since many don't understand that. They run into the issue of they cannot afford to take the money out, but it is better to process it up front because many end up owing. So if you don't want to owe, this is something you should know. Go ahead and take out the money up front. And then what did Rosemary say, Hill?
She said more interest against.
Yeah, so more interest against. And what else did she say, Bernardo?
Rosemary Sanchez said there are a lot of expenses claimable, and because of lack of information, they don't use them to their favors.
Oh, wow, wow. And what does Shirley say in Nigeria, Hill?
And that is why having a side hustle with a paid job is key. And also having up to 6 to 7 streams of income is key.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
And then Kathy has something else she wanted to share, Bernardo.
IRS has changed the rules of the business meals. You can take 100% deduction for 2021 and 2022.
All right, fantastic. And Lori Gendeza, hey Lori, good to see you. Happy to see you. So, Hill, what else is Kathy sharing? And now, see, listen, folks, these are golden nuggets you need to be writing down. You need to take notes on these golden nuggets because these are things that the average tax preparer is not going to tell you up front. Please, for your own sake, take notes. Okay. We are featuring experts here that's giving you this information. So, Bernardo?
For 2020, you can take a charitable donation up to $300, even if you do standard deduction, as long as you donate it monetarily to a charitable organization.
And what else is she saying?
The government is trying hard to build back in restaurant industry, so that is why they are trying to give people incentives to dine in or out by giving them the 100% deductions.
All right, fantastic. So this is great stuff you need to know. And Hill, what is Miss Shirley Murphy sharing?
Having a saving from your paycheck is just not enough, because sometimes some people's paycheck is just not enough. It's not just enough. I mean, money is never enough. For me, having multiple streams of income is the solution.
Awesome.
Yes.
And so for those of you that's looking for a solution, you got the solution right here. You got to jump on in and get in where you fit in. If you don't have a way right now, you got to make a way. And Bernardo, what did someone else say?
Stop buying things you don't need and always save money.
Stop buying stuff you don't need. That. Yeah, I love it. Stop buying stuff you don't need, because if you don't need it, why are you buying it? That's the thing. If you don't need it, why are you buying it? Okay, so who's next, Hill? What else we got?
Well, I want to say this right there. I was talking to a couple last week, and they were saying we want to start trying to we want to get a house or buy a building or something. And so we're thinking about trying to save some money. I said, before I got my house, the Lord had me set up an account. And he spoke to me. He says, I want you to stop. And I was like, stop. I don't understand. And then later I understood that it was an acronym, which was telling me save toward owning property. And it was to just stop spending money on all these other things, going unnecessarily shopping and all that stuff. Stop, because you can have what you want to have, but you got to get disciplined. So it was saved toward owning property.
Yep. And what else we got on the screen?
She says, this is from Kathy Oshiro. Cut off expenses is super important, and to think outside the box. I got rid of the cable TV, as we don't watch TV. Everyone in my household is on the internet, so we watch through it now. Save $60 per month here in Hawaii. Yeah, awesome. That's what I need to do too.
Yep.
Here in Chicago.
Bernardo, what else we got?
Okay, if you bought a $5 shirt because it's 50% off, you didn't save $5 on it. You spent $5. Yes.
Don't go on the stop.
what I think is a lot of the times we say, oh, it's 50% off, it's on sale. No, it's not on sale.
Yeah, that's right.
He took us to school right there. He took us to school. And what is Angie saying, Hill?
I reduced my expense during the pandemic by not going out to eat and limiting my online station. A lot of people pulled out those pots and pans and started getting creative again in the kitchen,
Yep. Awesome. That's awesome.
saving money
That's awesome. So with that,
and eat healthier too.
yep, eat healthier. Eat healthier. That's another key. Eat at home. Eat at home if you can, so you know what you're eating. And Bernardo, what else is Lori Gandesa saying all the way from Hawaii?
Okay, great insight. People don't want to squander their money anymore. They're not going to be frivolous in their spending.
Awesome. So
True.
right now we are putting on all types of events for people and to share with you some knowledge, to share with you how to come up and not stay where you're at in your mind and your finances and things like that. And so Angie said, don't go to the grocery store hungry, buy items because they are on sale. I love it.
That's so bad.
What Angie said there, she's correct. The worst thing anyone can do, go to the grocery stores when you're hungry, because everything you see, you want to buy it.
Yeah.
Yes. So we got time for two more of our questions. We're gonna take a quick break, come back for two more of our questions. In the next question, we're gonna jump right to 7. What are some helpful things to do to make life or to make it less stressful? And then we're gonna jump right to 8. What are smart ways to use your tax refund? So with that being said, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to give you plenty of time. I want you all to help us answer these questions. What are some helpful things to do to make it less stressful? Make it less stressful. And then what are smart ways to use your tax refund? Okay, we're going to ask you guys for your help. Put a comment in the block below. And if you want to vote for Hillary or Bernardo, go ahead and do that. I ain't going to hold it against you. We'll be right back. Make sure you join the ladies that are reaching out with God Initiative this Saturday.
Hi. The Global She Rise Conference 2021 is here again. My name is Shelley Murphy, the founder of Women Reach Out with God Initiative, Rowdy. I am super excited to invite you to our second She Rise Conference scheduled for the 30th of January 2021 with the theme, Break the Chain. Yes, you heard me. This is a brand new year filled with new opportunities and expectations to becoming more. But you may need to break free from every chain that had bound you. Break free from every negativity and situation that had made you go through life in a cycle. It is time for you to break free from that self-doubt, fear, and limitations that hindered you in 2020. Because it's time to rise and shine in your life, your business, your career, your marriage, and of course, your health. It is time for us as women to rise together to support, empower, rebuild, and reshape the future. We have a lineup of amazing and phenomenal speakers that will take us through it all. So all you have to do is click on the link to register and invite other women around you to do the same, and you all will be glad you did. So join us for a transformational experience, January 30th, 2021. See you at the conference. Bye.
What are you
Right.
laughing?
We are back. And we were saying we got 2 more questions to answer. And we just wanted to know from you guys who y'all thought that. I see you, Kathy. I see you.
So funny.
So I saw this. I don't know what, hey. And the person was trying so fast, they said vote Fro Bernardo. So I don't know if they want you to get an afro or just to answer the question. So vote for Hillary. I saw that. And then I saw, now she gave us a lot of golden nuggets. And then she put this up here. So I don't know.
Lotus.
I see you, Kathy. I see you. So, folks, our last 2 questions of the night were these 2 questions, and we're going to jump right in and we're going to answer these questions. And since I got voted for, I guess I'll have to answer the question. So the first question is, what are some helpful things to do to make it less stressful? Right? We talked about that, right? Did we talk about that? Okay, good. I think I erased one of the questions. I'm so sorry. But what are some smart ways to use your tax refunds? Well, some of the smart ways to use your tax refunds, especially if you know that you have to pay taxes, if you've gotten unemployment throughout the year in 2020, pay that. If you didn't elect to have them take taxes out of your money, go ahead and pay that as you can. If you can't pay it all, make an arrangement to get it paid, because the longer you take to pay it off, the more it's going to accumulate interest. And see, that's where they get you, that accumulated interest. So, Bernardo?
Well, pay debts would be my number one. I have several that I want to share with you all. Obviously, you need to pay the debts, and which debt would be the one that you choose to pay. This is what I do in my personal life. I know me and my wife both studied accounting. So what we do, like assuming that I have a debt that I have a very high interest rate, I choose the one that I have the highest interest rate. Where assuming that I'm paying $1,000 on monthly installments, and 600 of that is not going to the principal, it's going to interest. So I choose the debt that I can save the most. So that would be one of them, depending the amount of the debt, obviously, and depending the amount of money you get from your income tax. Number 2 would be obviously investing. What can you invest? You can invest on your retirement. You can invest in starting a small business, something that you can go, because it all depends the amount of money that you receive. You can invest it and start. A lot of people say, put it in your savings. I personally, and this is my personal opinion, I don't like to put it in my savings. The savings doesn't give me much of the money, and the bank works with my money, and I don't want the bank making money out of my money. So I rather make money with my money. So I rather put it to work. So I don't personally like the savings. It's not bad. It's good to save. Don't misunderstand me. But I personally rather put my money to work, because I like the money to work for me, and I don't like to work for the money.
Ooh. That's what I'm talking about. He said, make his money work for him, and don't make his... Donna Summer, she work hard for the money. No, the money work hard for Bernardo. Woo! That's what I'm talking about.
I don't like to work hard for the money. I like the money work hard for me. I'm not going to work for the money. The money's going to work for me.
Exactly. So, Hillary, I don't know how you're going to follow that. I mean, I don't know.
Excuse me, I'm taking notes.
Take notes. I need a Zoom. I need some water.
I gotta go write that one down.
Yeah, take a sip of Izumio to relieve some of that stress and fatigue. Since you got to follow that. Woo! That's awesome. That's awesome. So, Hillary.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna let Bernardo. I think I'm gonna let Bernardo have that one. I think he covered that really well. But the other question, number 7, I think it was, about what are some things you could do to make it less stressful?
Yes.
And so some of the things that you can do is drink water.
Yep.
You'd be surprised how drinking some water can help you to de-stress. That's what we just said. Drink some good quality water. It's going to help you to de-stress and help your health, help your body work like it should.
Exactly.
I'm telling you, excuse me.
And
that's
so,
going to help you.
And so with that being said, she said, drink some good quality water. So we're going to share some good quality water with you. Then we're going to come back and give you our final words of wisdom. Here we go. Let me make sure. And let me make sure you guys can hear us. Let me make sure you guys hear us, because I don't want you guys to miss a thing. So she said, I ain't following that. I'm gonna tell y'all to drink some good quality water. Hillary ain't no joke. Go ahead and grab you some good quality water. That's what Hillary said. Izumio. That's right. And if you guys are just joining us, we have been talking about manage your money and manage your madness with the wonderful Hillary Gooden, our lymphologist. She's the queen of the lymphatic bounce. And Mr. Bernardo Garcia, he's an international best-selling author, speaker, and hypnotist. And don't forget, Miss Hillary is an author as well as a speaker as well. And you definitely want to see her this weekend at the Rogi concert, Women Reaching Out with God initiative on January 30th, 2020. If you haven't seen the commercial, you'll see it again before we leave. But now we're going to take some more comments, because I think we had someone actually answer one of our questions. Miss Kathy O'Sheryl said, what a great show. Thank you, Lotus Roche, Hillary Gooden, and Bernardo Garcia. Wonderful information. Thank you also for the shout outs. Happy I was able to add some value. Yeah, thanks, Kathy, for putting me in hot seat too. Yeah. Make sure you like, share, and start a watch party too. And Shirley said, have a sound sleep daily. And Lori said, right on, Bernardo. Make your money work for you. That is noted. That's what Gerard in the Philippines said. Andy said, make your money work for you. Somebody else said, invest your money. Shirley said, invest your money. And Lori Gundeza said, Grant Cardone says, invest your right on. That's right. You're right on. And Andy said, great advice. Make money with your own money. I like that. And hey, Bernardo, what did Kathy O'Sheryl say?
Chip away as soon as possible. Small bites is important. If you get a refund, just get started by doing something with more bang for the buck. Yes, Bernardo.
Woo, woo! And then our last comment of the night. Go ahead, Hillary.
Less stress. Feel your love. Fill your love tank by staying connected to those who are dear to your heart, friends, family, and associates. Yes,
Yes,
And God,
that's
and
right.
God,
That's right.
and God.
yeah,
Connect with God.
And
exactly.
God, that's most of all. That's right.
Exactly. And God, I love that you said that, Bernardo, because we cannot forget to give high praise to our God. And for those that
Give
say
him
you
that
don't believe in God,
praise.
I think you believe in
Yes.
something. We respect your right to believe in what you believe in. And we wish everyone out there well. So as we get ready to close, we have some final words of wisdom. And I want to thank my co-hosts because we had a lot to talk about tonight. We got the talking done and we got the knowledge in. So I really want to thank both of my co-hosts. You're just a joy to have. And folks, don't forget to grab your ticket as we get prepared for our words of wisdom. And don't forget, if you want to help this broadcast out as we bring on wonderful people with great information, don't forget to get that. And yeah, Hillary, you didn't share this yet, but make sure you sign up for some clarity sessions with Hillary. There's the link right there. Make sure you get that, and Bernardo's going to give me a link as well for you to get a free 30 session with him. If you need some hypnotherapy, he can help you with that. He's phenomenal, and you want to make sure that you get in where you fit in with both of my fabulous co-hosts, because they have phenomenal businesses that are helping people all around the world. And don't forget, go to the Lotus Richey Ignites Wellness uh, for you and get involved with the Naturally Plus. We are all Naturally Plus affiliates, and we want to help you help yourself in the wellness and health of your life. And don't forget, like I said, make sure you reach out to Bernardo, check him out, email Bernardo, and cast your vote. Cast your vote to put him in the hot seat next time he comes. But make sure you hit Bernardo up, check him out. If you need anything in the way of hypnotherapy or anything like that, even to help you get on track with your finances, he does coaching, he speaks. If you need him to come and be a speaker, don't forget to check him out. And don't forget to check the Rogie out. Make sure you see Shirley Murphy. Grab your ticket today. Make sure you get your ticket for this virtual event. It's going to be super, super powerful. So with no further ado, the camera is on you, Bernardo.
Well, first of all, I want to thank you for the invite. Thank you, Hillary, for being today, and everyone that has been connecting with us. And remember that everything that you do, you have to do it with your heart. And anything, before we even become bigger, stronger in our finance, we need to become bigger and stronger within us. Have faith. And it doesn't matter which religion you belong to, you have to have faith. You have to connect your body, your spirit, and your mind. And once you connect that within you and you believe in yourself and you believe in that God or believe in whatever you want to believe in, then you can become a better you in your finances or anything you do. Thank you.
All right. Fantastic. Wow. He hit that home run quick, fast, and in a hurry, didn't he, y'all? Thanks, Bernardo. I love it.
Right.
So, Hill, what are your final words of wisdom?
My final words of wisdom is be aware, become aware of your finances and your what we, like we- what we talked about earlier, what's coming in versus what's going out. And don't be afraid to look at the numbers. Get bold and get ready to say that that's the beginning of change. That's the beginning of making things better for yourself when you bypass that fear of even just looking at the numbers. Be aware of what's going on, really going on with your finances, so that you can make some better decisions for yourself, for your life, for your business, so that you don't always have to worry about it. and be stressed out about it.
Awesome.
That's my
Awesome.
Beautiful.
So
Beautiful.
thank you so much. And folks, I just got to say that my final words of wisdom are plain and simple. Just make sure that you're doing what you need to do for your private life, for your business, and for the things that's going to help you help yourself ignite and take flight in every area of your life. And if you're not connected with people, get connected with people. Contact Bernardo, contact Hillary, and most importantly, take notes, because I always say note takers are money makers, but note takers are also change makers. And you can reach out to my co-host. You can hit him on Facebook. You can reach out to Bernardo on Facebook. You can reach out to Hillary on Facebook. But whatever you do, just reach out. And don't forget, you can also support this program, because we have people that come from all over the world to speak to you all over the world, to help you help yourself ignite and take flight in every area of your life. And if you want to donate to the PayPal, go ahead and donate to the PayPal. Don't forget to check Hillary out for a free I think it's a 30-minute of clarity. Make sure you get that, because if your mind is a clutter, how can you make time to manage your finances? All you're going to be stuck with is a mess. Okay. And don't forget, reach out to Bernardo. Contact him, reach out to him. He's there for you, and he wants to help you help yourself do what you need to do. So you see Hillary's link is on top. You see Bernardo's is scrolling on the bottom. That's right. I'm multitasking and doing a great job of it, I might add. So with that being said, we just want to thank you all here for supporting the show, and continue to support our show. And don't forget, tomorrow, meet me at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I've got a young leader. He's a global leader all the way from Nigeria, Africa. He's coming to share how global leaders are made and how they go virtual. So if you know a global leader, or if you're a leader and you're trying to find out how to take your business globally, how to write your next book, how to get connected with people all around the world, you need to come see me on the Lotus Roche Ignite show tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then watch me again at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for some more secret sauce. And until we meet and see each other again, I want to leave this with you, because my guest tomorrow is going to be Sam Ibube. He is a global phenomenon. He's an entrepreneur. He's a singer. And most importantly, he's going to share with you tomorrow of how you can be a global young leader and go viral. Here goes. Make sure you join us tomorrow on Lotus Roche Ignite Life Coaching and Consulting with Mr. Sam Ibube.
Who else would have done this if no be Jehovah Alpha and Omega? Ọlọ́run tó ga, tó big, tó fẹ́ olùgbéga, ló gbé mi ga jù ayé lọ. Ọba ọlọ́lá ti dá mi lọ́lá.